Good morning, people. This is your morning yard stream with your morning yard host. This morning we have on our agenda This morning we have on our agenda Brother Phil the Advice Show. Swirling. We'll go deeper into this later when I get home so I can play a little audio from a former guest on his show. Also, haters hating. Haters hating others' supposed hate. The haters' plot thickens. What up, Leonard? Okay. So anyway, haters hating. I think we're going to start with that. I don't know. What do you guys want to start with? I hope it doesn't rain on me. That's why I'm going to try to do this quickly so that it doesn't. But this damn yard is full of trucks this morning, so. But that's cool for me because I get to stay outside longer and chill. Well, not chill, but actually not be inside doing that inside stuff. So it's cool with me, people. Let the hate flow. Yeah, man. It's coming from all angles. I had one person who keeps coming to my chat, especially when I was questioning Shabir Bey. I had other people coming through talking about, what was he talking about? Subscribers. Which I'm going to do a video on subscribers because, again, Corey Holcomb said he went to the bank and he told them how many subscribers he had and how much money could he get for it. And they told him absolutely nothing. So, all these people who coming by, what did somebody say? You had 300 subscribers. But I'm like, dog, I just started posting on this page in December. Like late December-ish. Because I couldn't post on Shame TV anymore. And when I came to this page and started posting on it, this page didn't even have 100 subscribers. So here we are in February. And we're on our way up. And people feel that we're on our way down. You're mistaken. You're sadly mistaken. And for the last time, I do this, number one, because I like to and want to. Mixed in with the fact that I kind of have to. Okay? Kind of have to. I'm gonna have to redo that one. But yeah, so I kind of have to. This is something that needs to be done. So you got people talking about hate. Let's talk about this for a second. Just for a hot second. When you start talking about hate, I have to examine exactly and actually and factually what the fuck you're talking about. So if someone does a video on, let's say, somebody who let's say someone does a video on somebody who scams old ladies out of their pocketbooks and shit. He's just getting money, right? He ain't steal from your grandmother. He's just getting money. He's just trying to run his own business. Why you hating on him? Would that be deemed and considered hate? Is that hate? Is it hate to take responsibility in your community and in your neighborhoods? Is it hate to take responsibility for the impression that the world has of you? And to make sure you're not gonna let fuck niggas, run around and give off any impression that any old impression that they want? You're not gonna do that, are you? Why would you? Is that being a responsible adult? Is that being responsible in your community? But most importantly, is it hate? Are you hating on the purse thief? Why are you hating on him? The preacher who steals from people and lies to people. Selling motherfuckers dreams. Pumping niggas' wives because they don't go to church. So you in there with his wife, flirting with her, doing all types of weird shit that they do. For the people who have come out and exposed all of that shit in the last 20, 30 years, to let the world know that this stuff is going on, to let the world know that, yo, these people in here buying mansions and motherfucking Benzes and shit with the money. Retreats and shit. Are you hating if you realize and you feel that is not the Lord's work? Are you hating because you bring that to the attention of the people that you go to church with? Are you a hater? Now you hating on the preacher for pointing out an obvious fuck nigga mentality and actions? That's what I say, man, when people start talking about hating. Like, yo, that word don't mean what it means anymore as far as I'm concerned. That's why I don't even care to hear this shit. Because I'm like, now, it was a time where it was identifiable that people were hating on people. Like, you just mad at this person because they got more than you. Or you're just mad at this person because they're in a situation that you feel is envious. They might not even like their situation, but you feel you envy it and covet it nevertheless, so you feel how you feel. So it was a time when hating meant something, when it was something. But where we are now, yo, hating don't mean nothing but hating at this point is nothing but a deflection term. That's a term that is used when people are pointing out fucked up behavior by certain people. So when you start pointing that behavior out and they don't want to hear that behavior, they don't want to identify with that behavior, what do? They call you a hater. If you start pointing out shit that certain people are doing that are harmful and detrimental to the people and to their community, or completely contradictory to what they say, what will they say? Why you listening to me? You just a hater. Okay, why the fuck is you lying to people and telling them one thing and you know that shit ain't true. I'm allowed to ask that question just as much as they're allowed to do the shit that they're doing. If you saying one thing and then turning around doing something completely different, I'm allowed to say something about that shit just as much as somebody else is. In the same manner. But the question really to me is, who finds that to be hate? That's what I want to know. Where do you get the notion that that is hate? Because I'm not telling him I love the fact that you rob people. Because I'm not saying the fact that I love the fact that you've been playing people all this time. So if I said I love the fact that Sarnetta plays people and has been staging debates. Let's say I love the fact that I've been paying for staged WWE events, and at least I know that wrestling is fake. What I say, let's just, it's okay. It don't matter that Sarnetta knew for the longest and before anybody else knew that Polite was a scam artist and didn't have, what did you say, Sarnetta? To be exact, you don't have an honest bone in your body. Yeah, his whole fiber is a lie. His whole fiber is a lie. That's what you said, Sarnetta. How come we didn't find that out until later? But you was rolling around editing these guys' videos to prop him up as though he was some sort of celebrity or some sort of phenom. So I should just say I like that. Because ultimately, that's what you people are saying. When we point these things out, what you're ultimately saying is, nah, nigga, you should like that he's doing that. Nah, nigga, you should like that he's fucking people over. Nah, nigga, you should like that the image portrayed of our people by this dude is something that he himself don't even agree with and know is fraudulent and actually hand it to us. Which is why everybody's going crazy with all this Black Panther shit, not even realizing there's nothing wrong with it, watching the movie and enjoying the movie. There's nothing wrong with the symbolism from the movie, but it still don't prove nothing. It still don't mean I'm from Africa. It still don't mean that my ancestors been on this hemisphere for at least 4,000 or 5,000 years, nigga. Like, and not migrating back to no motherfucking Africa. Which is nothing wrong with Africa. I don't even like saying it in that way. I'm just saying it in the sense of, stop feeding that shit to me. I've had that Kool-Aid already and I don't want any more. I don't want any more. You dudes don't even believe in the shit that you say. But staying on hate, the so-called people who back these people feel that I'm just hating. They feel that I should be agreeing with that. I should come out and say I support Sarnetta putting on an award show for himself, even lying about the shit and using the shit basically as another money grab to a people who's already broke. Or should be doing way more constructive shit like buying people that news van you promised them. Shit like that. I shouldn't be saying that stuff. I should just be supporting that he took your money and didn't and openly told you he's glad he didn't get it. And still holds on today to this lie, this concocted story that he gave everybody their money back. And if I were to believe that, I'd also believe that pigs are going to start flying tomorrow. if I were to believe that. Hold on, guys. Here we go. Had to do this a different way today. So, yeah. Haters hating. To all the haters who pretend that they're not Michael Edwards. Who talk about, and one of the haters said that somebody, something about who talks about me and who doesn't. I'm like, first off, to all the people that I put on the shame list, the chopping blocks around here, I'd like for you to know I'd rather that you didn't respond, because it allows me to do what I do better. So I'm not doing this to get a response out of you. I'm not Israel Doctrine. I don't need a response out of you. Except Sabir Bey. We'd like to get some responses out of you. How you been doing something for all this long time and ain't got no evidence of none of that shit. At the end of the day, if it all ended today, all we got on you is talk about court and shit. And you got a driver's license. So you full of shit. Stop teaching people not to have one. You doing that shit. What he's doing before, I don't want to switch topics, but while I'm saying it, what he's doing is he's hedging his bets. He's telling you about status correction shit. You see him traveling all around, not getting arrested and shit. So you like, wow, this nigga's really doing this stuff. Nah, nigga, he got a fucking driver's license like everybody else. So that means he's contracting. But what he's going to sell you is that he's contracting on his own volition, on his own free will. Stupid. Just fucking stupid. That's why I was like, anybody who listens to this shit at this point is fucking stupid. Anybody who listens to this, to people calling other people haters because of pointing out shit, yo, you're just identifying that you're stupid. So every time I see those comments, every time I see a comment that says, oh, you hating, and not explain how I'm hating, not explaining what this person has and what I don't have, and that it's a fact that I covet it and I don't have it, so now you can know, nigga. Keep telling you niggas I don't want to be walking around in known places. So let's get all that out your head right now. Let's get all that out your head right now. I don't want to go around and be noticed. I don't want to go around and be like, oh, there he is, the leader of the black whatever the fuck. Oh, there he is, that guy who got served the papers in the store and try to say it wasn't him. But nobody cared. They still served you them papers. I bet you ain't got no video evidence of how Sabir Bey took care of that situation once he got served them court papers. I bet you don't have evidence of that shit readily available. And the crazy part is people act like I'm rooting for the government. No. No, what are you, stupid? I'm rooting for truth and common sense and reality to actually exist. Hold on, guys. So that's what I want. I want people to stop calling motherfuckers haters because it's stupid, it's pointless, it doesn't mean anything, especially when you're not providing evidence and some sort of reason of why this person is hating. I keep telling y'all, man, everybody's not on YouTube to try to be the most famous person on YouTube. So stop saying somebody's taking someone's videos or talking about this person so they could be just as popular. No, that's not factual, man. That's just stupid. It's not factual, and it's a real middle school way of looking at some shit. It's a real middle school way of looking at shit. You must be jealous of me. The fuck out of here, stupid. The fuck, why would I want to be you, nigga? Why would I want to be a dumb old nigga who then came out on social media talking about he had AIDS and this, that he saying one thing and getting caught saying another, and all, like, why would I want to be that? Nigga said I hate on Sonetta because I want to, nigga, why would, and then one of the trolls who came, one of the haters who came who hate my supposed hate, called Sonetta King Netta, Saw King something. I was like, wow, nigga, this nigga is your king? This nigga Sonetta is your fucking king? He ain't even the king of his own fucking street. He ain't even the king of his street. And Sonetta is your king? Wow, bro. You niggas are wild, bro. And that was probably, hold on, yeah. And that was probably a grown-ass man who said that shit, too. Because most of Sonetta's fans are men, grown-ass men. He doesn't have a huge female base. They're all grown men. CPS. Oh my goodness. So, haters, please stay away unless you're going to come constructively. Like I said before, to one of them who says unblock me, I will unblock you. But as you've seen in the thumbnail in the picture, you know what I'm saying? That's why I think you're Michael Edwards in the way that you type and shit. But in the thumbnail in the picture, you see my eyes because you said I had a lazy eye. So what I do is I go and factually show how you people just make shit up. I in fact don't have a lazy eye. If you go look right there on the thumbnail, you can see that my eyes, neither one of them are lazy. If it appears that way, I wouldn't call it lazy eye. I'd call it Mary Jane eye. You stupid fuck. I call that Mary Jane eye, G. You looking at it all wrong. That's why I said, but you call Sonetta your king, Michael Edwards. We're going to assume this troll is Michael Edwards. And if he isn't, you have to be worse than Michael Edwards. You have to be like a Kev Gills type person or one of those clowns. Anyway, switching gears, we're going to address this Brother Phil shit from the Advice Show. Now, Brother Phil from the Advice Show. I, for one, like your platform. I feel that you do the best of your ability and your capabilities to run that shit in an orderly manner, in a manner that is productive to our people, so to speak. Everybody has flaws. Everybody has shit that they go through that people might not understand. And then being on, hold on, y'all. And also being on social media, any mistake that you make in life is magnified, but it's only magnified based upon your stance on social media. Meaning, I think that when people take hits on social media for real life situations and shit, that every single time, that shit is based upon how you present yourself and the claims that you make. Like I always tell you guys, and y'all, from those who've been to my page long enough to know, that everything I say, everything I say, I take from what you say. I take from these people's words, their own positions, and all I do is examine their words and their own positions against their words and their actions, etc. That's it. I don't do anything else. I don't do anything spectacular. I don't conjure up stories about people. I don't create fake facts and make shit up. Never. When I went through the first real beef I had on YouTube was the Kev Gills thing, because Kev Gills was the only person on YouTube that I, so-called befriended. Well, he befriended me. When him and Young Pharaoh came through to ask me about the information I had on my page about Zachariah Latney at the time when everybody was focused on making sure that Polite's ass was completely finished in his community, which is what we were all supposed to be doing, not trying to turn into a show and act like we some showmen, and because that ain't what I am. So anyway, he was the only person that I actually befriended on YouTube. So when he did that fuck shit, which he's done to every single person that he's ever been involved with, when that shit happened, that's my only and first real beef. Other than that, I've been saying everything against fucking the same people from the time I started. I talk about status correction, and I talk about systemic racism and racists. I talked about that more on my first page than I talked about anything else, until I started realizing that is of no fucking purpose whatsoever, because every time I turn around, it's a nigga in my own supposed community who I've been supporting, all this shit like that, who's running around here doing the actual fuck shit to the people in my community. Oh, that's not it. Okay, yeah, the actual people who've been doing all the fucking weird shit in my community are the people that we were supporting. Not only were we supporting them, we were sending other people to their pages to support them. Everybody was feeling it. Everybody felt that we had something going, until we realized it was all a fucking act. It was all, how should I say, a promotion. Ain't you a promoter, Sonetta? Then you say that? Then your dude come out and say that, who was defending you? That you a promotion? You a promoter? So we found out it was all a promotion. It wasn't what we thought. See, what black people are looking for is what we always been looking for, what we always deal in. We dealing with is organic. We dealing with is real. So black people are always looking for what is real, and we know what's real by being actually real. Like, you can't say that you selfless and you love the people and you'll do anything for our people to be on top, and you worth $490 million, Yet there's nothing attached to your name. Nigga, with that much money, if you really cared, there'd be a whole fucking city attached to your name. And damn near every black person in America would be living there. We'd flood that city. And that shit would be the most populous place on fucking earth. So if you really want to do some shit, you could do it. If you really about some shit, you gonna be about that shit. But what you're not gonna do, not anymore. Maybe before I got on YouTube. But what you're not gonna do is talk a whole bunch of shit like you about that shit, and you ain't about none of that shit. Now that's what you're not gonna do without being checked about it. So you could call somebody a hater all you like, all them little stupid ass terms. At the end of the day, I ain't the one saying fucked up shit that a nigga could take my voice and voice over and be like, damn nigga, you just said how much you love black women, and then turn around and all you ever date are white girls or mixed girls, or you know what I'm saying? Like nigga, like that type of shit you're not gonna find. That's why I said social media can only tear you up depending on how you came out and presented yourself. If you came out like Umar Johnson, you came out and presented yourself like you was just some big time fucking scholarly doctor who's out here practicing medicine. But you're not doing anything. You don't have a practice. You don't have anything. You just a nigga who got a degree. No different than a person who's a fucking author right now, but they also have a degree in sports management because when they were in college, they took the shit. They're not using that shit. They don't actively use their sports management degree because they're a fucking actor. They're a fucking author. This shit is crazy, man. But switching gears, Brother Phil from the Advised Show, speaking of saying things, I've never heard Brother Phil be overly fucked up towards people. And this whole thing with this swirling thing is like, I have to be honest, though I don't agree at all with most of this, I do agree that I've heard him say multiple times that he doesn't have a problem with interracial dating, that his issue is with the sisters who date white men and then start talking shit and acting like white men are the best thing since sliced pie, and that black men ain't shit and Mexican men ain't shit and only white men are something. And it was brought up that he doesn't do the same thing to men. Well, I beg to differ because I watched his show. Not only did I watch his show, I watched his show for quite a while. And I've heard him do whole live streams on weak ass beta male niggas, on brothers who basically white girl loving and talking shit about black women because they date white girls and shit. Like, I've heard him do hours on that. So I'm not gonna even entertain anybody who's saying, oh, he doesn't do it about on women, or he doesn't do the same thing to men. Yes, he did. You just didn't see it. That's all. That's the only thing I can say. You just didn't see it because I saw it. I'm speaking from being a witness with personal firsthand knowledge. That he has said that he has absolutely no problem with people who date interracially. His only issue is the bedwitch, meaning the black woman who gets with a white guy and starts talking shit about black men. And the same vice versa with brothers. I've seen like some of the situations where I seen a brother. I heard about this brother. He was on YouTube, And he was, not only was he doing that shit, he was bringing the white girl up there while he was doing it and talking shit like, yeah, look at this hair. I don't want no nappy hair. I seen that shit from watching the Advice Show. I didn't see that on my own. I didn't see that on a woman's channel. I saw that on the Advice Show, and he did a whole stream on that shit. Now, with that being thrown out there, what's going on with this? With all these black dudes, all these brothers running around talking about all this black power shit, and every time you turn around, they're married to somebody who's as far away from black as possible. That's all. That's all. I mean, it's just a question. It doesn't mean that, well, shit, it don't mean nothing, man. It's just a question. So, for that part of it, I'll give him the credit and saying, the benefit of the doubt, saying, no, he doesn't talk shit about only women. I'm not buying that one. I'm not buying that, because he does too many videos about men. But my point is, at the end of the day, G, you kind of doing the same thing. At the end of the day, man, you kind of doing the same thing, man. Like, you running around talking shit about these, about, okay, the thing about Brother Phil is the same thing with Cynthia G. You talk about pathology and all of this shit. You talking about why you don't want to deal with them and how they are because of their pathology. But then you turn around and be directly involved with them. Like, yo, if your wife is half white, that means her parents are Caucasian. One of them, at least. At least one of them. And if at least one of her parents are Caucasian, that means when you take the kids to the grandparents' house, they're going to those people's house. And I'm saying those people as in the people that he talks about, pathologizing them, saying how they are, him and Cynthia G together, which I'm not even saying I disagree with, so don't be taking that. I'm just saying that's what you say, then you turn around and you hand your children over to them. Because y'all are family now. Derek Jones Talks Live. This has been your morning yard stream. Stay tuned for the live stream this evening around 7:30. Peace. Well, 6:30, sorry. Says 7:30.